Well, each of these statues had a different purpose for the people who were installing them, or the different statues were meant to kind of project different meanings from their respective spaces. So that's important to recognize, and I find it very instructive to go to the primary sources, the newspaper accounts, etc., of when these statues were installed, and to read the words of the folks from the planning committee or the speakers that they had to come in and kind of expound upon what the statue's meaning was. To go back to those original sources and look at that, because what you find is can be very revealing often about the message that these city planners or city leaders meant to project out to the community. And it's often a sort of set of values. And just for instance, in the case of the Johnny Reb statue that's at the county courthouse, the Albemarle County Courthouse in Charlottesville, the speaker was very clearly repudiating Reconstruction rule. This was slightly after the Jim Crow state constitution of 1902 was put into effect in Virginia. And so in that case, the Johnny Reb installation ceremony in 1909, the speakers are just, it's kind of rejecting even the benefits of emancipation, or claiming that white people are being victimized, and and this sort of thing. So that's kind of doing different work, and it's also on the courthouse lawn. So they also, the speaker is talking a lot about the Constitution and how it's necessary to impose order, which of course the order was Jim Crow order going in. So that's doing a specific job there at the courthouse. In the case of the Lee statue, the General Lee statue in our town, which was the site of the Unite the Right rally on August 12, 2017. That statue, the installation, they actually invited a known Klansman, to come give one of the speeches, for the installation ceremony. And again, there were harangues, against Reconstruction and this sort of thing, even though this was by then 15 years later than the Johnny Reb statue. This is 1924. And it's, bookended, the ceremony's bookended by Klan activities and this sort of thing. So there's, very much, which is to say that the leading citizens of 1920s Charlottesville were very comfortable interacting with, inviting, and, having Klansmen come and expound their ideas to the community. So yeah, it's important to look at, and I'm a public historian, and so I'm trying to kind of excavate these musty, dusty sources, and kind of teach them to the community so that we have a sense of our own history, and kind of what's been covered up or what's been kind of assumed for decades to be something benign is actually very malicious at its core and at its origins. And so that it poisons the ground upon which it sets. I mean, that's one of the ways I say that, and it creates a space, a social space that excludes people, that sends a message of who's in charge, and tells certain populations, specifically African Americans, to stay in your place.